Hi Govan, and welcome back to another Araquin Calidrum video in our Monster Mash series. This is Monster Mash Round 5. We're in a round-robin tournament where we've taken 16 monsters from across the Middle-earth SBG range. And the 16 monsters that we've chosen are all the hero ones. They're the monsters who can actually lead armies. We didn't leave anybody out except Sauron and Smaug, because we figured that was just a little unfair. And you may see them later anyway. But right now we're doing a round robin with all of the monsters. We're in the first round. We have not yet got to the elimination tournament. We're rolling randomly to see who's up against who. This time we've rolled Bill the Troll, and we've got the Spider Queen. And we're going to go quickly through the models. We'll show you what we've done with the models here. We'll show you the dice that we're going to play. We'll show you the profiles in the books, and then we're going to roll this out and we'll see what happens. So here's my Spider Queen. Cut her legs apart. The model from Games Workshop, these front legs come stuck together, and I just didn't like that. I didn't think it looked fierce enough. So I pulled her legs apart so she could actually, chase and pinch stuff. And then we cast one of these spider broodlings to make an extra so that we could use the extra on her base. And they're super gross. This is a really gross model, actually. She's got little spiders crawling out of her back, and it's just gross. So anyway, there she is. That's my Spider Queen. Bill has a couple of special rules. So on this model, we've done a couple of things. One, I've got an extra, we've got a few extra models. So we've got an extra Hobbit here that I bagged. I will explain how he bags people. He's got a magic purse, and he's got a little bucket here with some horse legs in it and some goopy paint that looks kind of bloody and gross. And either way, Bill is just being nasty and killing stuff. So we'll go through the profiles. We'll show you quickly the dice we're going to roll in this round. This is our spider dice. You've seen these in our previous videos. This is the Chessex model. We've got a spider on the 6. There's the 1, just to show you. This is the pattern called lustrous. No, it's not. It's leaf black on gold is what Chessex calls that pattern. And I quite like those. And then on Amazon, we just found some death dice. We're rolling skulls for the troll because they just love to eat things and kill things. So there's, I keep saying Bert, don't I? Bill the troll, and the Spider Queen. And the Spider Queen has broodlings. We'll get to that. Let's take a look at the profiles. Ronan, your voice is toast today, isn't it? So poor guy is going to be trying his best to get us through this. And we're going to save his voice for the actual game. Here's Bill in the book. He is a monster. We looked him up before we actually started this because Games Workshop has released an update for the main rule book, but some of the characters are not included in that book, like these guys from the Hobbit movies. So they also released a free PDF that tells you what new heroics they can get. And what we've done is we've downloaded that and taken a look at the heroics that these guys can get. So we'll just tell you right now, he can do heroic strike and heroic strength. And we'll explain again in a moment. Here's a stat line. He's a big guy. He's strength and defense 7. Otherwise he's a troll. He's got 6 inches move. He's fight 7. 5+ to hit with a rock if he's going to throw a rock. 3 attacks, 3 wounds, 4 courage. 3 might, 1 will, 1 fate. Has a cheese weapon. He's got a dagger. He has this magic purse, which would mean that if there were enough models on the table to trap him, he can never be trapped. So on our version of Bill, I added a magic purse, just because I figured that would make it easier to remember his special rules, since I have a terrible memory for things like that. So there he is. Magic purse, not really going to make a difference here. He can bring the campfire, but again, not in this game. The campfire gives them +1 courage. To make them resistant to magic, it does make them resistant to magic, as long as they are within 6 inches of their campfire for Tom, Bill, and Bert. But again, we're not doing that in the Monster Mash. So you can use that when you play in point match games. He does cause terror. He can throw stones. And he has his keep 'em for later rule, which means if you're a man-sized model and he beats you, he can bag you. You end up in a bag, paralyzed on the ground, and you have to roll as if you're paralyzed. So I left a bag model on his base. And it's just a reminder for me that he could bag you, but he can't do that with other monsters, of course. Mince him fine. This rule is nasty, and Ronan has used this rule successfully. I have not, actually. But if he wins a fight, he can choose to roll a d6. They add their strength values, and whatever the difference is between your rolls, your strength against your opponent's strength plus d6, you do that many wounds in one turn. So he can roast people, which is kind of nasty. And he has heroic strike, which means he can increase his strike value, his fight value, by d6. I keep thinking they've changed that to d3. It's not true. They have it's still d6. You spend a might, you roll a d6, and increase your fight value by whatever you roll. And he has heroic strength, which gives him the chance to increase his strength by d3. So, there is Bill, the troll. And now we'll take a look at the Spider Queen. Spider Queen has heroic defense. And otherwise her stat line is the same as it used to be. She also has heroic strike.
Yeah, she has heroic strike. Yep.
Heroic strike and heroic defense, which we've said in the other videos. Heroic defense means that even if you beat her, when you try to roll for wounds, you have to roll a natural 6, no matter what your strength is. Which is a good thing for her at only D4. She does cause terror. There's her base stat line. Fight 6, lower fight than Bill. Strength 6, defense 4, 2 attacks, 3 wounds, 4 courage, 2-3-0 for Might Will Fate. Interesting for her, movement, she just ignores everything and can go anywhere she likes without any kind of penalty for movement. Venom, she rerolls wounds, she has a killing machine. Pounce, she can knock things down that are lower than her strength value, which Bill the Troll is not, but other things would be, and she gets +1 on the charge. Progeny is kind of fun. She can spend her will to drop spider broodlings, which are, not terribly fierce, but they might be handy for trapping. And yet Bill has his magic purse, so that may actually not help. Such a shame. Alright, so there we go. The Spider Queen against Bill. Anything else we need to say about these two, Ronan, before we roll some dice? Alright, here's take 2, because Ronan won last time, so my camera actually died. Like, literally. So we're redoing this combat.
It's so cheesy. Every time I win, the camera crashes.
True, but it totally crashed last time. So here we go. We're going to try again. Priority. Let's see what happens. Spider fails. Alright, you're going first.
That actually sucks. Alright.
So you move in far enough that I can charge you. Let's see if I can charge. Passes handily. So the Spider Queen is in with her charge on her move in. She's going to drop, she's going to drop 3 broodlings. She's going to spend 1 will to drop her broodling, which gets its own charge. Let's see if it can pass a courage check here. Fails miserably. Alright, spends another will to drop, has to land within 3 inches of the queen, so it's just going to land as far out as it can. And it's going to take a courage check of its own to see if it can, it needs at least an 8. So we have 1 spider joining the queen with a charge. Way over there, like that. And she's going to spend her last will to drop the last broodling within 3 inches of herself. And it is going to take a courage test. Needs an 8. Fails. So we have 1 broodling and the Spider Queen. I got 4 dice. And Tom is ready to roll. Sorry, Bert. Bill. Who's that? Bill is ready to roll. And the Spider Queen's going to call Heroic Strike.
And I will counter.
Of course you will. So let's roll off and see what kind of fight values we get out of this. Oh, the Queen actually outfights him. Look at that. So fight 6 plus 6. She's fight 10. You can't go higher than 10. He's fight 7 plus 1. He's a fight 8. So I have higher fight value. Let's see if this matters. Are we ready?
Yep.
You got your 6, and I got a 4. I have, what, 3 might?
2.
2. So if I spend a might, I can only make that 4 into a 5. I lose. Look at that. There you go.
We're going to throw...
The queen is done.
Yeah, we're going to throw all 3 on the queen.
Of course. Because she has only 3 wounds, and he only needs a 3 to hurt her.
Because strength 7 on D4 is definitely 3s.
Yep. Let's see, Bill. What can you do? Fluff! Not. So that's 1 wound, 2
and
wounds.
Using a might.
Burn a might to make it 3 wounds. The queen is toast. Poor queen. Alright, we've got angry little spider broodlings going to defend Big Mama. We ready? Priority. That's my priority then, because we tied, so it's my turn. Spider broodling number 1. Can it charge? Needs an 8. Gets the 8. Charge. Number 2. Needs an 8. Gets a 9. Charge. Wow, they are angry. Last broodling. These are some angry spider babies.
Yeah, he's gonna have... I wish I could stop it.
Alright, now, he does not count as trapped because he has his magic purse special rule, so I can't trap him. Alright, let's see who wins the combat. You got a 6, I got a 6. You actually needed a 6, look at that. You win because you have way higher fight value.
Oh, yes. Need a triple 3.
These are defense 3 mini spiders.
Triple 3, that'd be nice. Oh,
that's okay.
That's his third
Burn the might, kills them all. Alright, that's the end. Spiders are dead. Bill the Troll has squished a bunch of bugs today. And that's the end of round 5 of the Monster Mash. Thanks so much for joining us with Eric Caladrim. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Leave us some comments if you have any comments or questions. And we'll be back soon with another video.